Quite the exchange between our colleague, our chief White House correspondent, Jim Acosta, and Sarah Sanders, right? So we all remember what happened to Jim, and I know this has happened to some degree at all kinds of rallies he's been at. So Jim's with me now. And Jim, first of all, let me just speak on behalf of my CNN colleagues in knowing that no one ever called for the press secretary to be choked or harassed from this network, number one. And number two,
exactly
why
right.
can't this White House acknowledge that the media is not the enemy of the people?
Sadly, Brooke, I think what you saw happen here at the end of that briefing was the true feelings of the president, the true feelings of many of the people who work in this administration laid bare. They believe, it appears in their heart of hearts, that the journalists who cover this White House, the journalists who work in this city, who were just trying a few moments ago to hold some of these officials accountable about attacks on our democracy, that the people here who work at this White House all the way up to the president evidently believe that journalists are the enemy of the people, literally the enemy of the people. And I gave Sarah, as you saw there, except for Ivanka Trump. And I tried to pose that question to say, you know, listen, the president's daughter, his own daughter, said no. She doesn't think that we're the enemy. And you saw it unfold there. I was giving Sarah several opportunities there to set the record straight. And she just flat refused. And I think what you can obviously see is that she's taken a lot of what she's experienced very personally. I don't blame her for that. My goodness, she has taken on a lot. But at the same time, she also has come up here to this podium on a regular basis and continue to tell the American people, you know, provable falsehoods, lies, and so on. And unfortunately, you know, our job as journalists, as you know, Brooke, is we have to call that stuff out. We have to fact check them. We're fact checkers in real time dealing with this president because he tells falsehoods and lies so much. And, you know, it's unfortunate the position that we're all in right now. And I'm standing in this briefing room right now. There is no government official here. But I'll say that the press is not the enemy of the people. And, you know, I think, you know, maybe we should make some bumper stickers, make some buttons. You know, maybe we should go out on Pennsylvania Avenue like these folks who chant CNN sucks and fake news. Maybe we should go out, all journalists should go out on Pennsylvania Avenue and chant, we're not the enemy of the people. Because I'm tired of this. Honestly, Brooke, I'm tired of this. It is not right. It is not fair. It is not just. It is un-American to come out here and call the press the enemy of the people. And Ivanka Trump knows that. I don't know why her father doesn't. And I don't know why this press secretary doesn't. I mean, she got yelled at a restaurant in Virginia. I'm sorry about that. I feel badly for her that happened. And that a comedian at Correspondents' Dinner said some unpleasant things about her. I'm sorry about that. She ought to hear some of the things that were said to me the other night in Tampa. She ought to read some of the things that are said about my colleagues on CNN on a regular basis. It would be nice if we all lowered the temperature a little bit, but at the very least, I think we should all be able to agree on one thing, and that is the press is not the enemy of the people. Fellow Americans are not the enemy of fellow Americans. And I, you know, forgive me for going on a rant, but I think that they've lost sight of that here at this White House.
Let me say amen. And also, let me also say what took Ivanka Trump so long to say that the press isn't the enemy of the people. We're going to come back to all of that. And Jim, I appreciate you standing there. And I know this is personal. And for you, I appreciate you and, of course, all the work you do for us covering this White House.